What's up, guys? For today's knife review, we're going to be doing a 1-year update for my cold steel Espada in the large size. Before we get into the review, let's do a quick wrist check. I am rocking my recently reviewed Citizen ProMaster Tough CA0720-54H. Check out the review if you want, but if you're not interested, it's a fantastic watch with some severe design flaws, so if you want to know what those flaws are, check out the video. But mostly highly recommended. I do really like this watch. Going back to the knife, before we get into the review, I just want to go over how I'm changing my review. So the talking points are going to be the same, but I'm going to implement a point system. So it's going to be a score out of 5. So 1 point means that I would never own this knife even if someone gave it to me. 2 points means that I would own only if someone gave it to me. 3 points means that I would own, but mostly just for review purposes, and I'm highly likely to return it. 4 points means that it's great, but some changes are required, and 5 points means that it's great overall. I'm not going to say perfect because I don't believe that there is such a thing as a perfect knife, and of course, if I do ever find it, then I will gladly review it for you. So without further ado, let's go straight into the first talking point, which is price. MSRP for the cold steel Espada in the large size is $449.99. But as you know, it is never MSRP prices. Street price, you're looking at about $230. Price has increased since I bought it. I bought this, about more than a year ago, and it cost me around $215. So it went up in Amazon by about 15 bucks. So just keep that in mind. I don't want to say that this is getting rarer to find, but I'm not sure if it's still in production. So for the price, I'm going to give it a 5 out of 5. If you're able to buy it at around 230 bucks, I think that is a very fair price for what you are getting. Next talking point is dimensions and weight. So going over the dimensions, this is obviously a ginormous knife. So let's see, let me pull out my cheat sheet here. You are looking at a blade length. Let me get rid of this box here and get that out of the way. So a blade length of 5.5 inches. The handle is 6 3/4 inches. Overall, you're looking at 12 1/4 inches. Blade thickness is 0.15 inches, and we are looking at a weight of 9 3/4 ounces or 277 grams. So quite a beefy knife. I mean, if you were looking for a light carry piece, then this is probably not the right choice for you. But considering that this is a unashamed of its weight, this is a proud large knife, I think that those dimensions are perfectly fine. So for dimensions, I'm going to give it a 4 out of 5. Obviously, I didn't give it 5 out of 5 because I think they could have done a little bit more to lower the weight. But, all things considered, the fact that it is unashamed of being so loud, I think 4 out of 5 is a very reasonable score for this knife. Next talking point is blade steel. For blade steel, it comes in S35 VN. Let's see if you can see that. Right there. S35 VN, a fantastic blade steel. Just doing a quick internet search on it, it is known for great corrosion resistance and great edge retention. I have never had any issues with S35 VN. In fact, all of my knives that come in S35 VN have maintained their edge and just touching up basic touch-ups to maintain its sharpness, but they've all been razor sharp. And if you know anything about cold steel, their factory edge is scary sharp. So for the blade steel, I am going to give it a score of 5 out of 5. I think for the price and the quality and the sharpness, really, there's really not much that I would want to change. for this overall package. Next talking point is handle material. So for the handle, you've got G10 right here, and I want to say this part right here is aluminum. Let me do a quick check. I got my cheat sheet right here. It's always hard to remember everything on it. Yep, aluminum bolsters and the frame as well. I think overall the package is very good looking. It's a very handsome knife. And I mean, case in point, this knife is featured in so many films because of just how menacing and good looking this knife is. So great quality materials. For the score, for handle material, what did I give for handle material? I'm giving it a 3.5 out of 5. Now you're probably wondering why I gave it such a low score. And my opinion is that they could have done a better job with the finish on the aluminum. If you can't tell, mine is very, well, not very scratched up, but there are a bunch of scratches on it. And if I wasn't wearing gloves, there would also be just a crap ton of fingerprints and smudges on it. And not that that's an important thing to consider, but it is something to consider. And you know, you might not be like me, you might not care, but for me that is something I care about, is just having all that grime and grease just so openly displayed on your knife. And I feel like if they had done more of a brushed finished look, or just something maybe not this chrome polish, then it would have hid that more. And then all these little nicks and scratches on it, these are just from, you know, very light use, just putting it in my pocket, just putting it on, you know, not really torturing this knife at all, and you get these marks on it. So that's why I'm giving it a 3.5 out of 5. Just because I felt like they could have put a better finish on it. But quality, you know, outside of that, quality is fantastic. So I don't want you to take that low score and really put it against the quality of the knife. It's not the quality, it's more just the finish. And again, my opinion. Next talking point is deployment and lockup. So for the deployment, you do have this. It's not really a thumb stud, it's more of like a pocket catch. So how it works is that as you're pulling it out, it'll catch on your pocket, and the pocket will pull out the knife for you. So this is a very tactical knife. This is not really meant for utilitarian purposes. This is meant for a quick draw. You pull it out of your pocket and the blade deploys and you're ready to go. Even if without that, it's still very easy to whip out the blade. The blade is quite heavy, so that momentum, once it starts moving, it's not going to stop until it locks into place. So deployment is fairly smooth, all things considered. You know, this is almost a 6-inch blade, and even at 6 inches, it still comes out just as quick as a 4 to 3 inch blade. Another thing is lockup, like a vault. If you have any experience with the triad lock, then you'll have no questions on how strong this knife is. I think the Espada actually sets the standard for how strong the triad lock can be. Absolutely no side to side play and no up and down play. So for deployment and lockup, I give it a 4 out of 5. The reason why I didn't give it a 5 out of 5 is just because of this this catch right here, this Emerson wave type thing. To me, I don't like that. It's just one of those things where if I want to take out my knife, sometimes I don't want the blade to deploy just like all the time. And it's kind of annoying because sometimes when I'm taking it out of my pocket, you know, because I'm not whipping it out, because I'm not about to go full warrior on somebody, you know, I'm just taking it out just to take it out. It'll come out half open like this, and I don't like that. Sometimes I just want to take out my pocket knife without it being ready to kill somebody. So, you know, you might disagree with me. Again, that's my opinion. So 4 out of 5. I think if they switched it with a more moderate thumb stud, then I would have given it a 5 out of 5. Next talking point is ergonomics. Ergonomics on this thing is fantastic. You have so many different styles of holding for this. You can hold it right here, you can hold it right there, you know, you really just however is comfortable for you. So holding it down here gives you that extra much needed length if you were ever in that position to be in a knife fight. I don't think I would ever be in that position. I don't actively go out to, you know, get put in those scenarios where I would be in a knife fight. But knowing that this is a tactical knife, the fact that you have that option is fantastic. And holding it right here too, you've got a very secure grip with these two parts right here that come out, like this bottom choil and this upper choil. I would have preferred if they had something right here, but even then, even without like a designated choil up here, you can still choke up on it very well for some more finer carving tasks. So for ergonomics, I give the Espada large a 5 out of 5. Next talking point is pocketability. This is a large knife, so if you buy this knife expecting it to easily fit in your jeans, skinny jeans, whatever you're wearing, that's kind of your fault if you are disappointed with how this fits in your pocket. I knew exactly what I was getting into. I knew that I was getting a almost 6-inch blade. So that being said, pocketability, I give it 5 out of 5 because all things considered, with how big this knife is, it still fits, just as comfortably as my other shorter pocket knives. And I think that Cold Steel did a really great job with putting the pocket clip where they put it. And yeah, that's really all I got to say. So for pocketability, all things considered, it gets a 5 out of 5. Next talking point and last talking point are my overall thoughts. So let's start off with the score. Overall score, taking all the points, the point values, and averaging them out, we get a 4.5 out of 5. That means that it's between the score of 5, which is great overall, and then 4, which is pretty great. Some changes I would have, and I think a 4.5 accurately represents my thoughts on the Espada. Overall, this is a fantastic knife. It is beautiful and it is solid. I really think that the Espada large sets the standard for many different companies on how a knife should feel and how it should handle and just how strong a pocket knife should be. I will never compare a pocket knife to a fixed blade, but I mean the Espada series really comes close. Maybe not their G10, they have different models of the Espada. I'm talking specifically about this G10 with the aluminum bolster, pretty much full metal design with the liner. This model specifically in this style is the one that I'm talking about. But yeah, the Espada, I believe, really does set the standard for many knife companies on strength, quality, and I know that it being in movies shouldn't really tell you or determine that it's a quality knife, but the fact that it has been in so many different movies is just just more proof to show you that they really hit a home run with this knife. So yeah, 4.5 out of 5, that's pretty damn near perfect. You really can't ask for more than that, because every knife is, you're gonna want to change little things here and there. So really my only complaint with this knife is the finish. I really wish they made it a more resilient finish, something that I could throw around in the truck or whatever, anything, just everyday daily tasks without worrying about it getting all scuffed up. Because I'm not a baby when it comes to tools, but when it comes to beautiful tools like this, it's really such a shame when you get it scuffed up. Normally I wouldn't care. With my other knives, whatever, they can get scuffed up, I don't care. This is a work of art, in my opinion, so it breaks my heart every time I see a new scratch mark on it. And I think a lot of you knife collectors will agree. There are some knives that you just want a baby, and this by no means is a baby of a knife. It is a beast, it's a tank of a knife, but it breaks my heart every time I see a new scratch on it. And I'd like to think that most of you would agree with me. So yeah, the fact that my only problem is the finish and the overall weight. I think maybe if they skeletonized the frames, you could have made the weight a little bit lighter without diminishing any of the strength or reliability. Hopefully they'll do that. Hopefully they continue to make the style of Espada, but whatever. For now, I am absolutely 100% pleased with this knife, and this will be in my collection forever. So anyways, that's all I got to say for the Cold Steel Espada. I hope that this knife review helps you with your next knife purchase. And again, please stay safe. Coronavirus is still out there, and I don't know if I should be taking it seriously, but just in case, I am taking it very seriously, just because I don't know much about it, and I don't think many of you know much about it. So just to play it safe, stay inside, stay away from people, keep your social distancing, and hopefully all of us here will make it out stronger and more resilient after it passes through. But anyways, that's all I got to say. Thank you for watching, and tune in for my next episode. All right, bye.